There's this myth behind macarons that they're really tricky to make, and they are hard to make, but if you know a few of the tips and the tricks, when they go right...
You may as well go on Bake Off, you're professional.
Hi, welcome to Cakes with Anna. I'm Anna and this is Beth.
Hello.
We are making macarons.
Macaron.
We make macarons all the time, every day. So we thought it was about time to show you guys. You're the macaron master, so talk us through the recipe.
Great. We're going to start off by weighing some ingredients. So, should we go off the scales? So,
What are we weighing out?
the first thing we're going to weigh is egg whites. So we use egg whites, no yolks. We use pasteurised ready egg whites just because of the sheer volume of macaron we make.
We couldn't get through the amount of custard that we would have to make from the yolks, from the eggs that we use.
So we just buy this
Liquid egg white.
Liquid egg whites.
So really important, clean bowl.
Clean bowl.
Super clean bowl. We don't want any grease in there because your egg whites are not going to whip up to the meringue stage that you need. So super clean bowl. Room temperature egg whites?
Room temperature egg whites. So we're going 90 grams in here. It feels like not very much, but we whip it up. And then we're going to go 90 grams in here as well. So what we have with macarons is a meringue white. I'm struggling with my bowl again. You have like a meringue egg white, and then you want to add some wet egg white later on, and that gets you a really nice texture of macaron. So we've weighed those, and then we're going to have like a sugar syrup.
Yep.
So we want sugar and water in a pan, and that creates a Swiss meringue. Italian meringue. Italian meringue. So pan on.
250 sugar. 60 grams of water.
Lovely. So you can see it's not dissolved all the sugar, but we're just going to give it a quick mix around. We're not making a caramel, so we can stir this, but once you've stirred it once, there's no need to stir it again because you're making a syrup. And quick little mix. And then I'm going to set my hob on. The temperature of your hob is going to make your sugar boil faster. So if you want to take things nice and slow, just have your sugar on a lower heat.
This is dictating how fast you need to do
Exactly.
this.
So whilst this is melting, I'm just going to pop my mixer on, and I want to pop it on a medium speed. We want to mix the egg whites really slowly because that creates small bubbles in the egg whites. If you whip it right up, you get quite big air bubbles, and that'll come out in the texture later.
Yeah.
And you want these on at the same time.
You're boiling and you're mixing at the same time.
You
Eyes in all places. Like having 3 children.
Yeah. And this is a little bit of a waiting game.
Yeah.
It's a little bit boring.
Well, while we're waiting, why don't we just discuss the topic that we need to discuss, the elephant in the room.
Okay.
Macaron or macaroon?
What's macaron? We're making macarons.
Absolutely. So let's just discuss this. If you came into our shop and asked for a macaron, we're going to give you one of our delicious, colourful macarons. If somebody asked for a macaroon, we would still give you our colourful macarons because we're not idiots. But a macaroon is a coconut-based treat that is mixed with egg white, formed into little, like, round things, and then drizzled with dark chocolate on the top. Totally different to a macaron. However, we all know what somebody means when you're saying a macaroon.
Yeah. So we want this to get to 118 degrees, which is actually quite hot.
Okay.
So it's just come to the boil now, and we want to let it boil a bit more. We end up with quite a thick syrup.
Yeah.
Almost. And yeah, the egg whites are starting to go. We've used a nice glass bowl so that you can watch what's happening in there at home. Which is quite fun.
I find with these KitchenAid mixers though, sometimes you just want to lift the bowl a little bit more. Like, because the whisk doesn't quite get to the bottom, does it? I reckon they've probably brought out like a new attachment by now that does something clever, and we're just not up with the whiskey game.
People keep saying to me, oh, you can adjust the settings on your mixer, and I'm like, yeah, I know, never done it, don't know how.
Yeah, so it's like we're causing our own problems and we don't want to change it. Yeah.
So as this increases in temperature, I'm going to increase the speed a little bit on my mixer. It's a bit like driving a car. 115, I'm going to put it on 5. 116.6, and I'm going to keep going until we get to 118 and speed 8.
Driving a car.
Yeah,
I can't work out the connection.
with the gears. Your car only goes to second gear, so you won't know.
Yes, true story. Had to drive to work in second gear today.
So 116, I'm just going to mix this up a little bit. So can you see in there, we've got, it's much gloopier. It's quite thick syrup. And these are nearly here. I'm just going to turn them up one more. If your sugar gets to temperature before your egg whites, that's fine.
Just turn it off.
Just turn it off.
Yeah.
We don't want it to go over 118. That changes the properties of the sugar and you'll end up with quite stringy sugar.
I think we should show them what
Yeah.
these egg whites look like.
They're actually really runny. It's not holding its shape at all.
They're almost like, they're not even fluffy. It's foam. It's
foamy. So top speed. I've got 5 minutes on a timer. I want to go down the side of the mixing bowl.
We're going down the side of the mixing bowl so that the whisk doesn't whisk into the stream of boiling hot sugar and fling it out of the bowl into your eye or your face. Safety first.
Safety first. So all my egg whites are in and we're just going to leave this for the 5 minutes.
Great.
So this has been mixing. I will show you the texture of it. So it's had 5 minutes on a high speed and then I turned it back down to a medium speed for 2 minutes. And what we've got
Ooh, look at that.
is a glossy but not firm peak. There's a bit of give to them. So that's our egg white mixture. And now we can move on to the Tompoton. Do you want to explain Tompoton?
Tompoton. Okay, so Tompoton is 50-50, which means 50% almonds. You want them to be really as fine as they can be, and that will help the texture of your macaron. Mixed with 50% icing sugar. You can make this yourself. We used to have a lovely French girl called Isabel work for us who told me what it was called. And what's been really funny is how when we write Tompoton, where we keep it, it's like Chinese whispers. The spelling has got worse and worse, and it doesn't even say Tompoton anymore. We get ours made for us by a factory that makes it completely gluten-free. Macarons are naturally gluten-free. We can just use the mixture straight away and not have to sieve it ourselves. This stage is called when we mix the egg whites into the macaron, the macaronage.
The macaronage.
Yes, these technical terms. All right, so let's weigh out our Tompoton.
We keep ours like very sealed. We don't want any wet in the almonds that will affect the macaron later.
And it is a lovely, fine, sandy texture.
So if you were to put that straight in and then make this, you would just get a beige macaron. But we want to add a nice colour to our macarons to make them super vibrant, super fun.
Yeah.
And this is where you do that. So you're going to add the colour into your egg whites here.
We're making passion fruit macarons.
Yes.
And we quite often do a purpley colour for our passion fruit macaron. So the shell is purple and then we fill it with the passion fruit ganache in the middle, which is bright yellow. You do need to make sure that you're using the correct colours to colour your macarons. You mustn't have an oil-based colour. We are working with meringue. If you've got any oil in your colours, your egg white will flop and it will be like runny and it won't work. So it must not be oil based.
So you can see how much I'm going to put in. I might add more, but I'm just going to start with that.
Should I give it a little mix? Yes. All right.
So this feels like you're putting not enough liquid into this dry. It will come together, but it will be a very firm paste. Just start with a bit and work your way out.
I like to see the colour develop.
Yes. Oh yeah, so this colour is looking a little bit dowdy.
What does that mean?
Like nannery.
Shall I add some more?
So I think we'll add some more.
Does the colour lighten when you bake it? I can never remember. It does one or the other, or it just beiges up slightly.
Yes, so it gets lighter when you add the egg whites in, and then when it goes in the oven, it beiges slightly.
Yes. So you want to go slightly stronger than what you actually want at this stage.
Lovely. Now, you don't want to mix this too much. I'm just going to incorporate the colour slightly, but this can be overmixed.
Right.
And then I'm going to come back to my egg whites and I'm going to add this in 3 dollops. The first dollop is always crazy to mix in.
Oh, because it's really stiff.
Because it's so stiff and this just feels like 2 completely different textures. And we don't need to mix it completely, that is enough.
Are we happy with that colour?
No.
Do we want more? Wicked. I'm going in for more colour.
And then I'm going to go in with my second lot of egg whites. And this will get a little bit easier. This one will stir in quite nicely. And then I'm just going to go in with the last bit of egg white.
This is the stage where you need to pay real close attention to the consistency of your mixture.
So if I lift it up, kind of falls off my spoon, but there's a bit of breakage.
Yeah.
We don't want that. We want it to sort of flow off the spoon
Like
a little
ribbon.
bit nicer.
Yeah. So we've got, it's slightly too thick. Now, if you were to use this now, being slightly too thick, you get little points on the top of your macarons, don't you? They don't bash out, they don't go smooth and round. And
I'm going to give it quite a hefty mix. We call this beating out. I'm going to go for it. So if I lift this up now, runs a little bit easier off my spatula. I think we're good.
So now we pipe.
Let's pipe.
We use these circle nozzles, Gem 1R. I think they're just 1 centimetre circles.
Yeah.
We've got a guide as well. It's just a way for us to pipe consistently, the same size macarons the whole way through. We put that underneath the paper. Look, I just want to show you this. This macaron bowl has just been sacked and it's got a flat top. So you can see after a while that mixture will flatten out and go flat, and that is what you want. But it will take a couple of minutes to do that.
Do you want to hold that and I'll fill you?
We've twisted the bottom of the piping bag and stuffed it into the top of the nozzle, just so when we fill the bag, it doesn't all then come out the bottom.
It's a liquid mix.
It's to keep it a little bit less messy, but let's be honest, it's me doing it.
Ready?
Okay, so when we're piping, we want to be straight above the tray, and we're piping just on the inside of the circle, because as it rests, it will grow. I'm doing a little flick at the end.
So you're sort of hovering over at the level that you want the macaron to end up, and then doing a little flick off at the end so you don't get a peak. So you've slipped the template out and then you're going to do a bang, or do you want me to do a bang?
You can do the bang. We should show our
Oh, yeah.
We actually have a sign on the wall that says bang bench, because that is where we stand to bang our macarons. We literally pick up the tray and we just
Give them a tap.
bang them underneath.
And you'll start seeing the air bubbles come to the surface and pop, and that's what this is for.
Look, you can see that one has just popped on this macaron here and just left a little hole. And there's another one there. So at this stage here, you can decorate your shells with something if you want to. So we quite like decorating our shells, don't we? Lots of bright colours, sprinkles. We also do drizzles, but you want to do a chocolate drizzle after they've been baked. But if you do want to put sprinkles on, this is the time before they go in the oven so they stick. Should we
do a few?
Well, let's do a little bit. So
a little collection.
Okay. So let's just put a few sprinkles on a couple of them.
Okay.
Just so we can, it's kind of the
What
fun.
elegant sprinkling.
An elegant sprinkle.
I'm a dumper.
Lovely.
Beautiful.
So, resting time.
Yeah.
Explain.
So what we want to do, if I give this a little poke, you'll see it's super sticky. That's not what we want. We want them to get a skin over, and when they get a skin over, that means that they rise. You know the classic macaron, it's got a dome with a frill around the outside. If we don't rest them, they will start rising in the middle, almost like a loaf of bread. So we want them to get a skin on them so that they rise evenly.
And then that little frill is called the feet, isn't it?
Yes.
That is essentially what makes a macaron. A macaron,
Yes.
the rounded top with that little frilly base.
Yes. It will take about 10 to 15 minutes at least for them to get skin over. In the winter, that is slightly longer. In the summer, it's slightly less.
Yeah.
There's no point getting them in early and just winging it. Like, we want them to get that nice skin over the top. So,
So should we just leave these
we'll
to dry?
just leave these by the oven to dry. They're on the rack. And they'll be like 10 minutes. Oh, great. So, do you want to come and see the texture of them?
Yeah.
So if I give them a tap, they don't come off on my finger. So there's like nothing there. So it's just going to go in the oven. There you go, and they're going to go in 13 minutes.
We have our macarons out of the oven. They've been cooling and they're still slightly attached to the paper, but they're ready to be drizzled with chocolate. We use white chocolate. It's easier to colour with any colours. You want to use an oil-based colour for this. We talked about having a water-based colour for these. It's like if you drop water into chocolate, it seizes it, so that's why you need oil for this. It's quite technical,
It's a bit
isn't it?
techy, isn't it?
Yeah. All right, so we've just got a handful of white chocolate, like callets, are they called callets?
Yeah.
We're going to warm them really, really gently and stir them a lot and try and get them to melt slowly so it sort of self-tempers.
Yes.
We're going to do a video on tempering, aren't we?
We will, yeah. Pack it in the microwave.
The microwave.
So we always drizzle chocolate with a paper piping bag because it gets a nice clean edge. It's really easy to control. It's a triangle of paper and you just want to fold your edges in to a point and then fold it all in nicely. And you have a little piping bag. How's your chocolate coming on?
Starting to melt.
Are you a warm chocolate eater or a cold chocolate eater?
That is not even a question.
Why? What's the answer?
Of course I'm a cold chocolate
Yeah, you're
eater.
fresh cold.
Jesus. Yeah, I mean, I can't be friends with people who eat chocolate at room temperature.
No. Yeah, that's a fair assessment of character, actually.
Do you like Marmite?
You eat it
Do you
warm,
like cold
don't you?
chocolate?
They
No.
engineered that
They're
stuff.
wrong.
They're wrong.
Like at room temperature, and then everyone puts it in the fridge and stuff. It's
Yeah,
completely
well,
dusty
it just-
doing stuff. That's
Yeah, it's the crunch.
crunch.
It's the
yeah,
crunch.
crunchy chocolate if you want crunchy chocolate.
No. Marvellous creations. That is a belter.
All right, we are good to go.
Good to go.
All right, so we're going to colour it with our oil-based colour. We're going to go for yellow. I actually don't know how much colour this takes.
Couple of drips.
Oh, I want it a bit stronger
Yeah, a
than
bit
that.
more than that.
Ooh, a bit more?
Everyone's on their lunch break now.
Other than my mum.
Oh, Gina, say hello.
Right, we're pouring this straight into the piping bag. Do you need... Oh, I think we're just drizzling, aren't we?
Yeah.
She's much faster than me. Right, I'm going to do a Beth.
I find it easier to go fast.
All right, we use ganache for so many of our macarons. It's a really lovely base to add your flavour to. You know, you could do a strawberry ganache or a raspberry and chocolate ganache. This is passion fruit that we reduce down and we mix with white chocolate.
So this is kind of a room temp because we've left it out for a little bit, which is really nice to pipe with. If it's too runny, it will just spill out your edges. If it's too firm, when you press the macarons on top of each other, they won't do anything.
So what we want to do is we actually want to pair our macarons together. I'm going to choose the ones that we haven't got the chocolate on because they're not set yet. But I can see that these little guys here are a perfect match. The thing we should talk about is actually the macaron shell itself and when you bake it,
Yeah.
a hollow. Hollows will haunt you forever, won't it? And
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident actually
Okay.
that we don't have a hollow. Oh, Beth is beautiful. We don't have
I
a
was
hollow.
nervous then.
Were you?
Yeah.
Really. This is perfect. The hollow comes just below the shell and above the softer. Oh, this is a
Good
hollow.
example.
Well, there you go. Well, that's really interesting that you, from the same batch, you can get ones that have hollows and some that don't. Mine all look pretty good.
Yeah, I think the rest of them are fine. It was the one right on the corner, so I think it didn't have enough tapped out.
Ah, all right.
That's what that was.
So the tapping out, that we're tapping the air out, actually helps to reduce the hollows as well.
Yeah.
Anyone who's tried making macarons will know about hollows. Anyway, we don't have hollows today, so that's no news. All right, so I've got my passion fruit ganache that is at room temperature. I'm just gonna squidge a little bit on. Does that look about right to you?
Let me give it a test. I reckon we can go a little bit more.
Oh, a little bit more. Pairing together our macaron. We have this beautiful little thing. Now, something that's really important to mention here is that these babies are not ready to eat now. As much as you might want to eat them now, they are not ready. They won't be good. The shells are too tough and they're almost crunchy straight out of the oven. So what you do, you fill your macarons with your filling and you box them up and you put them in the fridge overnight. There is no getting around that. And what happens is the filling sort of sinks into the shell a little bit and it softens the shell so that they have a slightly chewy consistency with a crispier outing. Now, by resting them in the fridge is the only way to get that. Once you've done that, you can eat as many of them as you like. And you can freeze them as well. They freeze really, really well, incredibly well, so you can store them for a month, for however long. But the sitting in the fridge is incredibly important. So we're not going to eat these today, Beth.
No. Okay.
We are going to box them up in an airtight container. We use ice cream tubs, anything with a good fitting lid, and we're going to put them in the fridge and we will eat them tomorrow. So I hope you've enjoyed following along with us today, making our macarons, and maybe we've kind of busted a few of those myths that are a bit troublesome.
That would be an achieved video, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you. You may have just ruined my outro. Cool. I sort of was
that
like,
was a great outro. You went for that.
I sort of was like, look,